Let me start with you. All these persistent questions over the past 4 days about Donald Trump's feelings about national security and the rule of law. What do these pardons say to you?
I think the pardons he did tonight represent open corruption. This is a president whose goal for much of the last 4 years has been to try to absolve himself politically and legally from the connections with Russia that prompted the Mueller investigation. And these pardons do not dispense with those questions, they affirm those questions. Let's just recap briefly. Donald Trump, Russia was a financial benefactor of Donald Trump before he ran for president. Russia helped Donald Trump become president by interfering in the election. Donald Trump lied about what he knew about that, fired the FBI director who was investigating that, and as president has taken actions that no other post-World War II president has done to advance Russia's objectives. That is to say, to weaken NATO, to question America's commitment to enforcing Article 5 of NATO, weakening the Western alliance. His administration is now ending with a massive Russian hack of the U.S. government and U.S. business. And when his own Secretary of State said it was Russia at fault, he spoke to absolve Russia and point to China. It is true that Robert Mueller did not show or demonstrate or have enough evidence to demonstrate collusion or conspiracy between the Trump campaign in 2016 and Russia. However, he laid out, he said that Russia helped him, that Trump welcomed the help, and that Trump had taken a series of actions that amounted to efforts to obstruct his probe. Now the president has pardoned a series of figures who declined to cooperate with Robert Mueller, who know things about him. He shielded Michael Flynn. He shielded Roger Stone. He shielded Paul Manafort. These are all efforts to shield himself. And I think that those efforts will culminate in his attempting to pardon himself before leaving office on January 20th.
Senator Santorum, how good do you feel about these pardons tonight?
Well, first off, I completely reject everything that John Harwood just said. I don't think anything that the whole Russian collusion conspiracy, frankly, has fell flat, and the American public saw it for that. And the reality is that what Donald Trump is doing right now is affirming one thing, and that is that he believes he's not going to be president on January 20th, because if he did believe he was going to be president on January 20th, he wouldn't be doing these things. So I think if there's anything that shows inside the mind of Donald Trump right now is that he has lost, and that he now wants to do some things that he believes are just before he leaves office. So that's the insight I see from these pardons, and really nothing more in this wild conspiracy that everyone has been trying to allege against him for the last 4 years.
Well, aside from your
You have got to be kidding.
Okay, John, go ahead.
I'm not kidding, John. Not at all. Not a cent.
John?
I think everything
Ask
that
Bill Barr
Senator
whether he believes
Santorum just said
because the Attorney General doesn't believe what you just
defies
said.
logic.
No, it doesn't defy it. What defies it, we spent 4 years talking about something that is unproven and that is more of a hoax than what we ever could have anticipated.
Well, let me just ask you this, Rick. Paul Manafort was convicted. Roger Stone.
Absolutely. It had nothing to do with, by the way, the election. It had to do with his dealings prior to the election. But
they were convicted. So on those pardons, do you feel good about those pardons tonight?
Look, I don't feel. I mean, I'm not big fans of those guys, and I think what Paul Manafort did prior to being involved with the Trump administration was something that was wrong, and he should suffer the consequences for it. So no, I don't agree with the Manafort. Roger Stone, again, I don't like the way he handled himself in this situation. I think he was cavalier and undermined the rule of law. And no, I don't think he should be pardoned. But to suggest that those pardons somehow grease the skids. They've already been through the trial,
Right.
John. They've already been convicted. You can't leverage them anymore. This pardon had nothing to do with unshackling people who are leveraged. That's just not the reality.
Well, I will say Andrew Weissman, who was on before, said that Paul Manafort did not cooperate with the investigation and lied to them because he was trying to get a pardon. So pardons absolutely did play a role in the investigation.